Tonight we begin at the Antalya Diplomacy Forum, a gathering that has drawn global power players for one of the most closely watched diplomatic events of the week. Kazakhstan's President Tokayev is there at the invitation of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, taking part in high-level talks. On the panel stage, President Tokayev warned that the old rules of international security are no longer holding. In this regard, he has called for a rethink of how the UN Security Council operates, while highlighting a broader shift already underway: the rise of so-called middle powers. Countries that may not dominate globally but are increasingly stepping in to shape outcomes and take responsibility on the world stage.
We are very much responsible. Of course, I'm not going to hail ourselves and say, okay, we are the best in the world. But at the same time, we are showing practically as well as diplomatically a big extent of our responsibility with regard to the global affairs. So it wouldn't be presumptuous to say that the middle powers at the moment nowadays are much more responsible than big powers, major powers that are sitting in the Security Council and blocking the resolution of all crucial problems that unfortunately do exist on the global agenda.
President Tokayev also turned his attention to the Middle East, where the ripple of effects of conflict are being felt far beyond the region itself. He warned that the economic consequences are already global, with markets and trade systems absorbing the shock. Much of the current debate, he noted, is focused on a familiar flashpoint, the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical shipping lanes. But the president of Kazakhstan made a key point here. This corridor was already functioning as an open channel for global trade before tensions escalated. In other words, he suggested that the problem is not just access, it runs deeper into instability that now surrounds it. And his broader message was a warning to the international system itself. The world can no longer afford diplomacy that reacts after crises erupt. Instead, he called for a more forward-looking approach: early warning, early coordination, and real prevention before conflicts spill over into global disruption.
As to Kazakhstan, we have expressed our solidarity with the Persian Gulf states, first of all. And then we called all states to exercise the strategic restraint and to stop military actions in that part of the world. But everybody felt its negative impacts. First of all, the economy has suffered a lot. Nowadays, everybody is speaking about the freedom of sailing through the Hormuz corridor. Yes, it's very much important, but we must remember and take into account that before the conflict, the sea corridor has already been opened for free trade. So we should focus, first of all, on the nutshell of the problem. The nutshell of the problem is the spreading out of nuclear technologies and nuclear arms. And this problem must be in the very center of our negotiations as far as we are talking about Iran's conflict.